I didn't do it properly the first time, and it was in a coffee place, so it wasn't that clear. But let's go ahead and try this out. Let's just first look at the lemma 3.18 and what it says, what it states, and what they want us to do. So we can ignore all of this, like you can read this in your own time, right? The whole proof and stuff. But we begin with this simple part. So this is going to be first the PE, which is the star pair, right? And then also denoting that Q hat is going to be equal to the binary of Q. So Q is every single state we have, right? So remember this. First of all, Q hat is going to be the star, then binary star of whatever we have. So then we have the PE. That's all good. And now they wanted to describe IE. Now IE is described as this. So for each instruction where we have an L, we're going to add these guys here. And for every instruction where we have an S, we're going to add the pair this. And then for each instruction where we have R, we're going to add the pair this, right? Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, I have the microphone on. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we're going to add the pairs this, 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 and this. And then they're saying that we have to add the pairs for which there is no instruction, the pair, this, this. And then we also add the dagger pairs, which are these guys. These are not pluses, these are daggers, but you know, ChatGPT kind of like got a bit confused. So let's go ahead and look at this. So this is example, and this example kind of sucks. They don't give you any step-by-step solution on how to do this, but it's really quite easy. So we're gonna focus first on these two guys, right? The transitions. And as you can see, every time it says, well, if we're in state 0, right? State 0, if we read an input, right? I'm gonna put the states as red. Sorry, the input as red and the states as blue. Then we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and then movement we're gonna do like that. So what does this entail? It says, well, if we're in state 0 and we read a cube, then we're gonna go to state 1, we're gonna write 1, and we're gonna go to a right. Over here, same thing. We're in state 1. If we read a cube, we stay in state 1, like that. And we write a 1 and we go to a left. Quite easy. Now, how do we construct this? So, first of all, we have our states, our two transitions, in this one and this one. And simply put, we just know that this is Q, this is A, this is Q prime, A prime. And we basically know that Q hat is going to be star of binary of Q, right? So if Q were to be imagine 3, we would have binary of 3, which would be in turn 1, 1, and we're done, right? So that's basically it. This is basically how it works. This is the only thing you have to compute, so to speak. So we compute our elements, right? And then we continue on. So now that we have our elements, they give us, okay, now we construct it by taking Q hat, A, and hashtag. So we take Q hat, so Q hat, A, which is this one, we put it here, and hashtag. And we do comma, and the next element is going to be A prime, so A prime here. Then we do Q prime hat. Q prime hat is this guy, so we add it here. And box, so we add the box. And hashtag, so hashtag. And as you can see, we just continue on with the whole formulas. They give you some formulas, you just follow them, and you'll have your elements here. Then you're going to go with the next transition. Same thing, literally the same thing. You know, we denote our elements first, and then we simply put them in here for each one. So, quite simply, then that's basically it. Again, where do we get these formulas? Well, they're in our lemma 3.18, which is over here. Whenever we have a left, we add these. Whenever we have a stop, we add just one pair. And whenever we have a right, we add these. That's it. So we added those. We're done. And then we're like, okay, now we have to add the pairs. Hashtag, hashtag, square, square, 1, 1, 0, 0. We only have to add those pairs. They always come in, we always need them, and we need them to solve the PCP problem. Then we add the pairs for each state where we didn't cover the input for. So for example, over here, right, what does this state? Well, if we look at this, let's just ignore, let's just focus on this section, right? As you can see, we always have the state, right? This is a state. This is our Q, so to speak, or in this case, our Q hat. And it says, well, whenever I'm in state 0 and I read a cube, right? Whenever I read the cube, so like this, better. I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna write it like blue here. This is what we're gonna do, right? So as you can see, we have, whenever I have the input square, and you're gonna see, oh well, what are these things, right? Every time, what are these things? These are markers. Simply put, they're just markers. They do nothing in their logic. They're just like separators, if you want to look at it that way. We then have our next state. So if I'm in state here, for example, I'm in state 0, I read cube, then I will go into, I'm going to write a 1, right? I'm going to write a 1 on top of my cube, and I'm going to go ahead and move to state 1, and that's it, that's it. Over here, we have some markers as well. These are just markers. We can ignore them. Separators, if you want to look at it that way. So that's pretty much how it goes. So in this case, we always have an instruction whenever we have a cube, right? But they told us to add, in this case, add the pairs for which there is no instruction, the pair QA, TA. So what does that mean? Well, simply put, we're going to take the pair, for example, over here, we know that is state. This is a state. So we add the state here. This is going to be our state. And we're going to get the input 0 instead of the cube. So we do the state, input 0, state, input 1. And then we repeat the same thing for this one over here, which in this case, if we do the same logic, I'm just going to focus on these, right? This is going to be your states, state, state, state. And this is going to be the input, which remains constant. And these are just the markers, which we can ignore. It'll do this thing, right? It'll do this, which means, we stay in state 1, as you can see. We stay in state 1, we go from state 1 to state 1, and we're going to write a 1. You see, we always write a 1. And the markers are given by these. In this case, it's always like that. These are the markers. We can ignore them. So we go back, and well, we know that we have an input. We have an instruction for each input. We always have the instruction for boxes. So we want to have an instruction for 0 and 1. Right? This is state 1, 1, and we add the missing, so to speak, states or cases, more likely, the cases where we don't have the box. So in this case, 0 and 1. And they're always going to return dagger, as you can see. Once we're done, we finally just add these pairs, which are always given. So they're always going to be these guys. We always add them, right? They never change. We're always going to add these. So before we start with a PE instance, it's important to note that the states are converted, so to speak, as following. So for example, the 0 is going to be given like this, and the 1 is going to be given like this. So once we look at this, it's going to be really easy because we begin with PE, right? PE is noted like that. So we will start with PE, and then we're going to take this state, which says we're in state 0, reading a box, and hashtag, right? What do? Oh, let's look at our states. Oh, look, if we remove all of these, and we know for a fact that these are going to be, so to speak, just do this quickly. so you guys can understand. And then we do the 1 as well. Because we're doing it differently, we're going to change a bit. Oops. I'm going to change the way how we approach this differently. So we know for a fact that we don't, because of this rule over here, right, we're going to have, so to speak, this guy just like this, right? And this is going to go to 0, right? So we go to 0, and as you can see, we copy this. Just copy this. Paste image. It's going to be the same. So we have this, and we have this, and then this. So we just have to just input them here, right? This is the first 4. These first 4 are for these guys, right? So I can just simply say that we're done with that. So I'll just erase this. And I can separate them in cases. So I can be like, this is the starting case, start. Hold on. And this is going to be, I have 4 different inputs, well, 4 different cases for the first transition. So this is first transition. In this case, it's going to be this guy here. All right. So I can just put it like that. First transition is this. And then we have the second transition, which is also going to be 4. So second transition. In this case, we're going to take that thing over here. So we can paste it and make it smaller. And there we go, right? Same thing here. We're going from 0 to 0. So for example, we know that this is state 1. That state 1, we know for a fact that we went from this to this, right? If this is state 0, and this is going to be state 1, then if we go to state 1 to state 1, it'll stay the same, right? So instead of 1s, we have 0s every single time, so to speak. And they're going to be the same as the ones over here. We're done with that. Then we add our pairs that I stated. We're going to add these pairs, right? Which are shown here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then add the ones in this case. So we know for a fact that 0 is going to be just this because of the rule that we have. And this is going to be, right? 0. Oops, messed it up over here. It will be 0 like that. And this is going to be, oh no, I messed it up. No, I messed it up, sorry. This is going to be 0 actually. This is going to be 0. And this is going to be 0. And then, oops, 1. That's pretty much it. We have these, and we add them over here. You see? They're the same. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We're done with that. So this is the other case. So in this case, this is like the ones we missed. This is horribly written, but whatever. And then we add at the end these guys. Right? These guys, we're going to add them over here. Last straw. Last straw. So that's pretty much it. We add this, and so we added all the elements now, right? Over here, again, this is like basically a re-explanation of this over here. And the solution basically is, well, normally speaking, what we do is, okay, we take one of here, right? We take this one. And if we take this one, simply put, let me just show you real quick what I mean with taking, right? So we take this one. So if we take this one, right, I'm gonna have 0, 0 hashtag star star box hashtag. So we want to add something so they're the same. So we're gonna add hashtag hashtag, right? So we add hashtag. So in this case, we added this element over here. Let me just erase all of this. Oh my gosh. Let me just erase all of these elements over here. Delete. So we're gonna add hashtag hashtag. All right. So we have hashtag hashtag, and now we want to add a one that gives us, well, this part over here, and that's gonna be this one. So we copy this. We add it, right? We added it, so let's write it down to see what we get. Star hashtag, and then we added 1, 0, hashtag. So in this case, we want to add another hashtag, right? Hashtag hashtag. We duplicate this. We place it properly so it fits our scenario. And now we want to add something that says 1, this. So in this case, if I remember well, it's going to be this guy over here. So we copy, we paste it. Right. We're gonna have 1, that, and then done. Right? And we're gonna add, in turn, this bad boy here. So we again add a hashtag and a hashtag. And now we want to add this bad boy over here, which is gonna be kind of difficult considering the case, you know, but not shabby at all. So we would add 2 more hashtags, I think. So we added 1 hashtag. I think we have to add another hashtag. Certain. So hashtag and hashtag. And now we want to add something with star. So I would add this guy over here. For example, let's put it like that. So we have star 0, star 1, and then we're gonna add a 1. So 1, 1. So we're gonna add a 1, 1. In this case, this guy here. It's a bit too big. Let me just move everything a bit more to the left so we have enough space to finish this. And then we add the 1 here. And then we're like, okay, what do we add? Well, in this case, I want to add, well, the thing is, oh, no, I messed it up. I'm quite sure I messed it up. Because if we want to add that guy, hold on. I messed it up, you guys, sorry. So in this case, we added this guy. And then here we add a dagger, right? We add a dagger, and then we write 1, 1. So we added a 1, 1. As per usual. Let me just paste it. The 1, 1 goes there. Move everything to the left. So I just forgot to add the dagger. And then that we have this, we want to add another hashtag, so to speak. So hashtag, 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 hashtag. Pretty stupid. Again, hashtag, hashtag. And I think we have to add another hashtag. So another hashtag. Duplicate. Then we add a T1. So in this case, a dagger. 1 dagger. So we add this, right? So dagger 1 dagger, right? And then we're like, okay, great. We're pretty much done, right? We're going to add another hashtag. So hashtag, hashtag. So we add another hashtag over here. Oops. Right? So we have another hashtag, hashtag. And at the end, we're going to add this guy. quite simply, we copy, we paste, and we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done, you guys. Why? Because we add hashtag, dagger, hashtag 0 and 0. And as you can see, we are done with our construction. And that is how this solution, right, let me take this, is seen over here. They just used a different notation, but that's pretty much what we do. So yeah,